computer at Wallace Micromart, the experts, and you're adding one more piece of security. Apple and Wallace in the world of computers.
If you're a basketball fan at all in Illinois for any length of time, you recognize this young fellow standing next to me, Dick Van Sciach, the coach of the Manual Rams out of Peoria. Dick, you were top-ranked much of the season. You lost a heartbreaker to Rock Island in the Super, but congratulations for a great year.
Thank you, Art. This is what we all strive for, and you know you have to be good and you have to be lucky, and there's a lot of great teams that just didn't get here.
Well, that's right. I suppose we could have another tournament every year with the near misses and have an equally great show.
That's for sure. And these teams that lost a heartbreaker this afternoon, I talked to a couple of those coaches, and they're feeling bad. Whenever you get beat, it takes a day or two or a week to get over, but we all bounce back.
Well, let's relax a little bit. You can enjoy the tournament. You played Aurora West. You defeated Aurora West in the finals at Pontiac. They were awesome, and the game just concluded.
They were awesome in Pontiac, too. When I saw them for the first time in Pontiac, I just shuddered. Of course, we had played them last year, and I knew the personnel, knew they were coming back, and it was just a great win for us.
How did you defense battle? Very carefully?
Very, very carefully. He's just a tremendous player. Someone said he averages 3 dunks a game, and he must have had at least 3 or 4 today.
Spectacular. What about the games earlier today in the other bracket? Westchester St. Joseph surprised you a little bit.
It certainly did. I didn't know too much about either one of those teams, and I was surprised that it was that close at the end. The one that I was sitting on my edge of the seat was that first one. Of course, Rich and I are great friends, go back for a number of years, and I thought they had it, then they lost it, and it was a heartbreaker. I was talking to him a while ago, and I know he's feeling mighty tough about that one.
Well, as well he should, but that's state tournament story every year. What about this one coming up, Rock Island and Simeon?
This should be a great ball game. Rock Island is very, very sound fundamentally. They're not real big, they're not awesome, but they play sound defense. They know what they're doing on offense. And I understand Simeon is the same way, so this ought to be a great game.
Could be maybe the most physical game of a very physical quarterfinal round.
Rock Island is very physical. I can attest to that. And I'm sure the team coming out of the city of Chicago winning that championship is going to be very physical also.
Very, very tough leagues. Dick, again, congratulations for another great year and the many things you've done for basketball in this state. Always good to see you.
Thank you, Art. It's been my pleasure.
Dick Van Sciach, the veteran head coach at Peoria Manual. Now back to the bench and Frank Bassoni.
Thank you very much, Art, and we're getting set for the final quarterfinal game of the day as the Rock Island Rocks, 27-3 on the campaign. Having lost to Quincy in 4 overtimes very early, lost to Galesburg and to Pekin. Against the Chicago Simeon Wolverines, their only loss was 50-49 to Farragut in a game that never ended. There was 9 seconds to go, and there was difficulties with a near riot, and the game was called off at that time, and Simeon comes in 27-1. Coach Ron Nikovich, there's little to choose between these two teams. Obviously a war ready to go.
Yeah, and both of them are battle-tested and war-hardened, so to speak. Duncan, of course, alluded to the bloodbath, so to speak, situation coming out of the Quad City area, and certainly the same thing is true in the city of Chicago. The Public League is a great conference with many great players. I've seen many of the teams in the Public League play this year. I have not seen Simeon play personally, but I've seen teams play that they have beaten and handled well, and if they were able to handle some of those teams that I saw play, this must be a whale of a basketball team.
All right, we're set to meet the players and coaches in our 4th quarterfinal. Now let's go to the announcer at the Assembly Hall, Tom Trent.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to our 4th quarterfinal round game of the day. Let's meet the players and coaches involved in the contest. First, for the Wolverines of Simeon High School from Chicago with a record of 27 wins, only 1 defeat. The head coach of the Wolverines in his 4th year with a career mark of 96 wins, only 15 losses, Bob Hambric. Number 10, Thomas Price. Number 12, Edgar Chapman. Number 20, Teri Sampson. Number 30, Ronnie Doss. Number 40, Daniel Patton. And now let's meet the starting lineup for the Simeon Wolverines. At a forward, a senior, 6'5", number 24, Kenny Allen.
Allen averages 13 points a game.
At forward, a senior, 6'7", number 52, Rodney Hull.
Powerhouse on the boards at 18 a game.
At center for the Wolverines, a junior, 6'7", number 25, Ben Wilson.
More size than 20 a contest for Ben Wilson.
At a guard for Simeon, a senior, 6'4", number 22, Tim Bankston.
The glue of the team, averages 16.
And at guard for Simeon, a senior, 6'4", number 14, Bobby Tribble.
Another fine all-around athlete. The Blue Machine Wolverines of Chicago Simeon, 27-1, the Chicago Public League champions.
And now let's meet the Rocks of Rock Island High School with a record of 27-3. The head coach of the Rocks in his 4th year with a career mark of 95 wins, only 19 losses, Duncan Reid. Number 12, Dave Larson. Number 14, Chuck Ledbetter. Number 20, Jeff Tyler. Number 22, Brent Carius. Number 24, Marlon Lewis. Number 35, Mark Borcherding. Number 40, David Carr. And now the starting lineup for the Rock Island Rocks. At a forward, a senior, 6'5", number 50, Ron Hotchkiss.
Hotchkiss, an A student, averaging 14 a contest.
At forward, a junior, 6'3", number 30, Kyle Collins.
Collins averages 7, shoots nearly 50% from the field.
At center for the Rocks, a senior, 6'5", number 42, Evan Carlson.
Another A student with big bulk around the board.
At a guard for Rock Island, a senior, 6'4", number 25, Eric Lundgren.
Lundgren averages nearly 13 points a game.
And at guard, a senior, 6'1", number 32, Devon Binion.
Binion with an eye-popping 64% field goal percentage on the season. The Western Big Six Conference represented by the Rock Island Rocks. The officials for this game, Kirby Ham and Edward Smith of Peoria, Illinois, and we'll be back with the tip-off. One of your network sponsors, DeKalb Pfizer Genetics.
When it comes to being an optimist, nobody beats a farmer. I guess that comes from knowing that no matter how tough the winter, there's always the promise of new life come spring. And I guess that's how I feel about my new seed company, DeKalb Pfizer Genetics. A great product line now, and the promise of some really exciting things to come from some of the best seed research in the world. And you know who's backing that promise? I am.
Farmington needs a Chevrolet dealer. Now one of Illinois' largest automobile dealers has come to Farmington with Buick and Chevrolet. Introducing Hembro Motors. We're glad to be in Farmington. Right now, Hembro Motors is offering pre-grand opening prices on our entire inventory. Hembro Motors is one of Illinois' oldest and largest dealers, offering you dependable sales and service. Hembro Motors will service all GM automobiles. Visit us soon. We're glad to be in Farmington, and we're not kidding.
Rock Island of the Western Big Six with an enrollment of 2,261. Chicago Simeon of Cook County, the Public League enrollment 1,850. The Rocks in the gold trimmed in crimson. The Wolverines, they call them the Blue Machine, in royal blue, trimmed in gold. And we're set for basketball. The taller team, Chicago Simeon. The ball's in the air, and we've started. Bankston comes in the backcourt, and he'll be the quarterback. Benjamin Wilson sets up on the right side. Kenneth Allen on the left, and the post is Rodney Hull. Big and strong team. First shot, right down by Ben Wilson. There's pressure in the backcourt already. It's like a zone. And Eric Lundgren gets it across the timeline. He's hemmed in and clears to Hotchkiss. Hotchkiss is 50, active on the court. Binion, 32, out front. It's a zone defense by the Wolverines.
Got a two-guard front look. It's probably a 2-3, 2-1-2 type zone.
Little stutter step and shot by Lundgren is not good. Forcing the board, Ben Wilson. Wilson looks even taller than the listed 6'7". There's a whistle. Ball controlled by the Rocks of Rock Island. These coaches have almost identical records. Duncan Reid, 95 and 19. Bob Hambric, 96 and 15, both in 4 years. Unbelievable records. Turnaround one-hander. Hull is down. And quickly, Simeon has 4. Now Kyle Collins in the backcourt against this trap. Lundgren on the right. Duncan Reid said he wanted good patience and shot selection out of his Rocks. Hotchkiss, baseline left.
He's getting it.
And you can hear from the crowd that there's a big contingent from Rock Island County in this arena. Bankston, 22 at the point. Good tight defense and a foul against Rock Island. Going to go against Evan Carlson, 42. You wonder if this game is ever going to go up-tempo, Ron.
It might pick up. It's too early to tell, however. I think at this stage we've got a little of the, preliminary feeling out, so to speak, going on.
Neither team has been a real heavy scoring ball club in tournament play.
Ben Wilson's on the right wing, 25. Bankston steps into the lane, swirls around, and is fouled. Foul is on Devon Binion. And a couple of quick fouls on Rock Island.
Frank, in response to your question about tempo, the defensive averages are glittering. 50.7 is Rock Island's defensive norm. 42.6 is Simeon's.
Simeon has inside power. They score with Bankston, too. Wilson steps in, puts it up and in.
Good-looking junior basketball player.
Ben Wilson, very active, has 4 quick points, and Kyle Collins is trapped in the back. Binion wheels a one-handed pass to Hotchkiss in the lane for a one-hander. Every rebound right now to Simeon on the dance. There's Binion the other way. Collins, 2.
Great anticipation by Binion. He saw that pass coming at the time it was released, picked it off, and passed off brilliantly. It's a great play.
Bankston slides up on the right, going against the Rocks in the goal, and they're sinking. Trying to keep the ball out of the inside. Bounce pass across the lane to Hull for a layup. Dangerous pass, and it got through. 8-4, Simeon, 5-10, first quarter. Frank Gassoni, Art Kimball, and Coach Ron Nikovich from the Assembly Hall. Here's a steal by Simeon. Tribble in the back. Tribble on a bounce pass to Bankston, and a whistle. Walking. Turns the ball over to the Rocks. There's Bob Hambric in the leather jacket. He's assisted by George Stanton and Bill Alderson. Duncan Reid is assisted by Mike Foley, Larry Schulte, Mike Brown, Al Dennison, and Jim Wessel. Collins, a 6'3 junior with the basketball in the backcourt now. He gets it clear to Evan Carlson. Stop and hop by Lundgren. Nice rebound. Carlson steps in left hand. This time Ben Wilson. Look at the running Wolverines. Bankston charged. Lost control, and I think Collins got banged pretty good.
Yeah, we'll see coming up on the replay that it is clearly a charging foul there. Good position. Tried to dish it off to his left, but there was good defensive positioning by Rock Island.
Okay, Collins shook that off. Back to live action. We're in the first period of play in the last quarterfinal game of the day. The C will be in the semifinals. Evanston, St. Joe, and Aurora West have already been advanced to tomorrow's semifinals. Binion triggers the ball to Collins for a pop from the outside that's too long. Nice rebound inside Carlson. Back to Lundgren. Yes!
Good second effort by Lundgren.
Well, both these teams are physical. They both go after the ball, and there will be intensity throughout here.
And they're both very solid fundamentally. You see that early on. They're playing very well together.
Benjamin Wilson goes all the way in, and he got fouled, and Lundgren doesn't believe it. Called for a block.
Well, we'll check it out in a replay now to see if it was... well, move it in. He never was settled in his defensive position. And that, of course, is the most difficult call an official can make. I think most any official will claim that the block charge call is the most difficult call he has to make.
Foul shot by Tim Bankston is down to 73% free throw shooter. And another. Simeon 10, Rock Island 6. Simeon stays with almost full court pressure. Tribble giving trouble in the back. The Rocks handle it nicely. They stay under control. Collins comes out. They've got their offense pushed out on the floor quite a ways with Evan Carlson at the foul line. Hotchkiss posted low left. They go left side, Lundgren, he's there. He missed it, but the tip is up and in by 42, Carlson.
They are a physical basketball team. They like to go in and bang. There isn't any question about that. But, you know, early, too, we can see that in Ben Wilson, a touted player, he isn't disappointing us either, as have none of the touted players coming into the tournament so far.
There's Wilson going to the baseline, cut off nicely by Carlson. A whistle away, 3-second violation. And that turns the ball over to Rock Island, who could tie with a goal.
Well, I think we know what that call was, though.
Ed Schmidt came out of the chute, didn't he?
He sure did. Rodney Hall looks a little puzzled out there on offense for Simeon. I'm not sure where they want him to go. You might keep an eye on number 52 there, Ron.
Okay.
Carlson comes up with the left hand, 205 pounds, and dribbling the ball up against pressure. Binion, baseline left, shot, yes.
Rock Island solid. You know what they're doing.
There's Duncan Reid, and believe me, he can flat coach.
He's done it for many years in a lot of different places.
Bankston clears on the left. It's Tribble. Right home. Bobby Tribble rang the bell from the left side of the key, and Simeon grabs the lead at 12-10. First deuce by Tribble. This shaping up to be one fine game. Binion, good hands. Gives over on the right for a pop by Hotchkiss.
Oh, those shots from the outside are right on the money, and eventually the zone defense is going to have to be doing some things to defense that kind of thing.
Two excellent high school basketball teams.
No question about it.
51 shooting percentage for the season as a team by Rock Island. They're trying to fall back now inside, and the ball comes outside inside the lane. It goes to Bankston. His left-hander goes off. Ben Wilson steps in and doesn't get it. Wilson went to the goal, and Carlson fouled him. Wilson's another of those quick jumpers.
You know, Wilson, we'll see Wilson on this play. Frank alluded earlier that he looks taller than 6'7". I don't know about that, but he sure plays taller than 6'7", as we'll see right here.
The length of the two benches could be a factor here, because this game does figure to be physical.
Wilson's free throw is down. He has 7 points already here in the first period, and Simeon has a 1-point advantage, just under 2 minutes to go in the first quarter. Good rotation, nice looking shooter.
Good looking shooter.
Now a whistle and a timeout. 1:56 to play. Simeon leads in the first quarter by a pair. One of your network sponsors is John Deere.
Have you ever noticed that sometimes the best you can do is settle for second best? Now you won't have to with the new R-Series riding mower from John Deere. You see, they don't cost more than ordinary riders, but they're built with extraordinary features and first-class John Deere quality. So now, for the price of someone else's mower, you can have one of ours.
Where's the cheese?
Where's the cheese?
That cheese.
Where's the cheese?
Where's the cheese? Where's the cheese?
Where's the cheese?
They should have gotten a Leonardo's pizza. Leonardo's pizza is loaded with rich, buttery cheese. Dine in, carry out, or get delivery on pizza, spaghetti, gondolas. Day or night, there's always something good cooking at Leonardo's.
Rock Island coached by Duncan Reid, who brought Lincoln, the Railers, to the state finals in 1972. They came in undefeated. That team featured Norman Cook, you recall.
And, of course, his son, Steve, who was the outstanding guard at Purdue last season, and son, Mike, at University of Colorado, I believe.
Great sports family. Tribble shot out of the corner. No, but Hall is there. Rodney Hall, look what I found, and laid it in. 4-point lead for Simeon. 6 points for Hall.
I don't think he's puzzled in the offense anymore, Frank.
Simeon's a good-looking team. There's Hotchkiss shot from the wing. Look at the rebound by Hall. He threw it out to the wing to Tribble. Streaks up the court, and Binion got his hand on it. Chicago Simeon defeated Robeson 3 times this year, and Robeson was only 26-4. Their other loss was to St. Mel. Rodney Hall comes out to help. Zone defense by the Rocks. Or a collapsing man, let's see. Walking violation on the Wolverine.
And our guest at halftime, Frank, will be Robert Collins, the coach at Chicago Robeson. He should have some interesting thoughts on this one, shouldn't he?
Very interesting.
He had a couple of really fine basketball players. Greg Jones, a 6'5" center, and Jerome Childs, a quick guard.
Isn't Greg Jones going to Bradley, I believe?
They both are.
Both are.
Lundgren gives to Hotchkiss along the baseline right. Rock Island trying to cut into the lead. Nearing down a minute. Lundgren's alone to Binion. That's a deuce.
Fine shooting basketball team. Great shot selection.
4 points for Binion. You see the score. We're under a minute, first quarter. Benjamin Wilson comes in the backcourt to help out. He plays under great control. Tribble splits the middle. Inside Hall, charging.
Well, you can see the difference here. The positioning, and I think the coaching, the acting, and the foul.
All enter into one call, right?
Right.
Some of these guys on a charge could create thoroughfares in the building. Backcourt, this is Binion. Goes all the way and down the lane. Has it blocked by Benjamin Wilson. Wilson kicks it out. Here comes Bankston. Tribble, layup.
I'd be willing to predict right now that, and of course, it doesn't take a genius to make a statement like that, but Ben Wilson is going to be one of the great players in this state before his career is finished.
No doubt. 16 seconds, 15. Will Rock Island take one? Collins in the corner. Rock Island 4 down. Carlson fades, partially blocked by Hall. Who's got it? Binion, 6 seconds. In the lane is fouled by Tim Bankston.
Early on, I just simply got to be impressed with the one thing about the Rocks, poise.
Both of these teams seem to play under great control. Bankston with a couple of personals. There's 4 seconds on the clock, and the Rocks need a shot. Here's a crisscross pass. It's Lundgren there. 15-footer. Doesn't go. That's the end of quarter 1 in the 4th quarterfinal game of the day. Chicago Simeon leads Rock Island 18-14. One of your network sponsors, DeKalb Pfizer Genetics.
Farming is a tough way to make a living. Most farmers are in a struggle just to survive. I know I sure am. So when I come asking you to plant DeKalb Pfizer genetic seed, you better believe it'll be the same seed that's done the job on my own farm. It's my job to know what kind of seed you need. Not because I'm a seed dealer, because I'm a farmer, like you. Who's in the struggle with you? I am.
Really, really, truly, truly.
We want you
business at Crown.
The fun goes round and round, and it winds up here on Wheel of Fortune. Play along with contestants who combine luck and skill to compete for fabulous prizes. Join me, Pat Sajak, for Wheel of Fortune, and you'll be a winner, too.
Wheel of Fortune, weeknights at 6:30 on 19.
After quarter one, and I think it was a very well-played quarter. Of course, you mentioned the poise of Rock Island and seeing the tremendous ability of Chicago Simeon. I'm not sure Clark Kent could start for them.
I don't know if he'd beat out Ben Wilson.
77% shooting from the field for Simeon, 7 of 9, 7 of 17 for Rock Island, 41%. Simeon perfect at the foul line, leads in rebounds 8-3, and committed 5 turnovers to Rock Island's 2. You would think the score might be a little further apart than the 4-point advantage for the Wolverines. Let's see if they start with the ball again. They'll jump it once more. In case you just joined us, Rock Island in the gold, Simeon in the royal blue.
I think Clark Kent had a pretty good jump shot, didn't he, Ron?
Trouble with him is he flew too much.
There's a lane violation on Rock Island, and Simeon starts the second quarter with the ball. They seem so calm. Bankston on the right to Ben Wilson. Lob inside Hull. Up and down and in and count it. He just barged into the lane and buried it.
Well, Hull is, all we'll see here is getting his feel for the court here. He's getting to find his way around a little bit. And a twisting, curling move like that, seems like he's in his home gym.
He's got 8 points, and Kyle Collins was called for the foul. Looking for a three-point play. Right there. 21-14, Simeon. Now will the Rocks come back?
Simeon's coming out with the 1-3-1 half-court trap, but they're leaving a lot of openings in the corner, and the Rocks have fine poise, good vision, patience, the kinds of things it takes to attack this kind of stuff.
One thing that Rock Island wants to do is keep Simeon off the boards on the offensive end for Simeon. Haven't been able to do it too well. Lundgren outside left. Look at the battle. Simeon wins with Wilson. Wheels it up ahead to Bankston. Down the other end, Tribble. Wild pass. Right idea. Didn't get it done.
Simeon has impressed early on, as Patton did earlier this afternoon in the rebound department. They position well, they jump well, and they really go for that ball.
Lundgren just sat down for the Rocks, and Marlon Lewis, 24, a 6'1 senior, comes into the game. Now Binion's got 2 fouls. And you're looking at Bankston. Left-hander is in. 22-14 Simeon. The first appearance. You know, it was a converted candy factory as their school at Chicago Simeon.
Yeah, they've done some conversions over there. Westinghouse was a factory of some kind or another. Now it's turned into a different kind of factory. And same thing is true here. They've done some excellent conversions. We got to credit the architecture department up there at the Board of Education.
David Carr's into the game now for Rock Island. And there's the missed free throw, and it's an 8-point lead for Chicago Simeon. David Carr is 40 into the game for the Rocks, and 24 Marlon Lewis. Binion with 2 fouls with the ball. Kyle Collins whips it into Hotchkiss, steps in and scores, but he walked first.
He traveled on that, and of course they're beginning to find the openings that this half-court 1-3-1 trapping type thing is presenting, but at the same time it's presenting a lot of intimidation too.
That's what was happened there. It's why the traveling violation happened. 7-minute mark, first half. Ben Wilson, right corner. Tribble, wheels the ball around. Look at Hull, steps in down the lane. He missed it. Look at Wilson. Hull keeps it alive. Here it comes. And this time the Rocks go to the board. Fierce rebounding team at Chicago Simeon. Binion clears to Lewis. Rock Island needs a hoop this time. They trap the ball, and Marlon Lewis is on the right. Skip pass, Kyle Collins.
Come on, Mike, stay there, baby.
Collins pinned in. Way outside. Lewis, that's got got to be out of his range.
Yeah, it's the first poor shot the Rocks have taken in the ball game, and I think the
Duncan Reid is just looking at him, staring right through him at the moment.
I don't think he has to say much about that. I think he probably knew it as well.
Now the pressure put on by the Rocks. No trouble by the Wolverines. They're so tall and strong. Tribble and Bankston are both 6'4" guards. Here's Wilson.
And talented.
What an acrobatic, nice move to the basket. 10-point lead now for Simeon and a 10-point game. Binion comes up. The Rocks looking for a hoop. They've been on 14 quite a while. Hotchkiss fakes and shoots it in.
Credit Hotchkiss on that one. He just took it to him. He just flat took it to him.
6 points for Hotchkiss. There's over and back. Paul over and back for Chicago Simeon, and Lundgren checks back in for Rock Island. And now Duncan Reid wants to call timeout with 5:42 to play in the first half, and Simeon leading the Rocks by 8. One of your network sponsors is John Deere.
When it comes to lawnmowers, there are some people who will pass up a John Deere for a bargain brand. Sure, they'll save a little money, but they won't have John Deere features like deep die-cast aluminum decks and single lever height adjustment. But until the day their mower needs service, they won't know they're missing the most important feature of all, a John Deere dealer. Nothing runs like a Deere.
Don't miss Uptring Chevy Old Special Feelin' Dealin' Days. Right now, Gary Uptring has an incredible selection of brand new Oldsmobiles with sensational Dealin' Days discounts. You'll save up to $1,500 on a front-wheel drive Oldsmobile Sierra and up to $800 on this fuel-injected front-wheel drive Forenza ES. Gary Uptring has even discounted the classically elegant Cutlass Supreme Special Edition up to $1,500. Don't miss the special sale prices during the special Feelin' Dealin' Days at Uptring Chevy Olds in Washington.
We're here to answer a question, and that is who will play Aurora West in tomorrow's second semifinal. The first is set. Evanston against Westchester St. Joe.
Well, if you're a basketball enthusiast, you can see what's shaping up tomorrow. The Final Four is just
Should I wager the Ferrari on either one of these, Frank? He really set me up last week, Ron.
A Ferrari?
Yeah.
Gosh, there goes my Mercedes.
I really don't possess a Ferrari, but back to the ball game.
All right, Collins on the left. Rock Island starts with the ball. They're 8 points behind. Hotchkiss barges in and banks it in.
He's done it again. That's the second time. First time with his face in the basket. Second time with his back to the basket.
Again, we have the case of the timeout, the quick bucket following.
8 points, Hotchkiss. Paul came way out on the court to help. Simeon seems never to get rattled. They back out with the ball, look over, now a whistle, double dribble. So Simeon turns it over, looking over to the bench, and lost control. 5:06 to play, first half, and Rock Island could cut it to 4.
One mark of good officiating is assertiveness in terms of the kind of call that's made, and these officials certainly assert themselves in that respect. They're doing an excellent job.
Simeon with 7 turnovers. Rock Island lost it only 3 times that way.
In all truth, there are 4 Simeon players under 6'4" in height. None have played as yet in the ball game, however.
Simeon in the blue on the defense, and Lundgren will trigger. He calls the play. Here's a steal, and Binion takes it back. Lundgren steps in, has the ball kicked out of his hands by Ken Allen, and will be out of bounds for the Rocks.
Well, these guys are the B-52s. The Jets are in reserve. I don't think these guys can land on an aircraft carrier.
Zone defense by the Wolverines. And the Rocks must find the cracks in it at 4:30 to play, first half. Binion's outside left. Little tricky dribble to Collins. There's the high post Hotchkiss. Lundgren's free. Partially blocked by Wilson, and Lundgren's got it back.
Got by with one there.
Layup missed inside.
Got by with another
Carr.
one.
There's another steal. Hotchkiss in the lane is traveling. Rock Island a little frustrated with the leaping and jumping ability there of the Wolves, and Carlson comes back.
But I think
David Carr
eventually
out.
they'll adjust to that. and they'll go back to the shot selection and patience that they demonstrated earlier in the ballgame. They're rushing things just a little bit, and I think the 6-point lead might have them just a little bit flustered. But Duncan will settle them down. You can count on Duncan.
Tim Bankston looks across the defense of the Rocks. Wilson comes to the right corner with the ball there. Wilson, a flat-footed one-hander that doesn't go. It's still 24-18 Simeon. 3:50 to play in this opening half. Now for the Rocks. 20. Jeff Tyler is on. 5'11 senior replaces Kyle Collins. Jeff Tyler. And Rock Island's using its bench. Simeon is not.
Generously, I might add.
Very much so. All right. Now Rock Island again looks to cut it to 4. Hotchkiss slides left on the dribble. Lundgren's in the corner. He's there and shooting. Boom.
That's the kind of shot selection I'm sure Coach Reid is looking for, and that's the kind of shot that'll put them back in a ball game.
4 for Lundgren, the A student. National Honor Society at 12 in the super sectional win over Peoria Manual. Bankston, foul line. Now they exchange. Bankston handles it nicely. Wilson steps in. Got it. Ben Wilson.
Inside and outside.
He's got a dozen. 26-20. Simeon. Binion lost control almost and then handled it. Here's that ball tipped by Simeon. Taken back by Carlson. Hotchkiss challenges the defense and scores.
Hotchkiss is, what, about a 6'3" or 6'4" Bruce Baker type.
205, and he can go after you.
Blue-collar player.
Here's a whistle and a foul on Tyler of the Rocks. 2:43 in the first half. Simeon by 4, shooting 1-1.
Hotchkiss is listed at 6'5", 198. So he is the broad-shoulder type that can work very, very well inside.
All right. We're in the bonus now, and the first foul on Tyler. You get a look at Benjamin Wilson, 6'7", 180, and a junior. On the season, average 20 points and 6 boards a game. Somebody must not have been counting all the rebounds. Free throw is down. You talk about a player that will be widely recruited.
He is already, I'm sure.
Nice rotation, got him in. 28-22. 2:40 in the game. 6 out of 6 foul shooting by Wolverines, all by the man, Wilson. This foul is on Bobby Tribble of Simeon. The 4th team foul on Simeon. The next one will put the Rock Island Rocks in the 1 and bonus, but there's only 2:37 to play in the half. And again, Rock Island tries to cut it to 4. They're going to have to get some shots outside in because Simeon is going to be tough on the boards all night long. Hotchkiss starts and stops. Under control. Very well disciplined teams, both of them. Lundgren's way outside. Look at this one. Right back to him. Steps in and slides it up. Blocked by Wilson.
Great block.
Lundgren shot with a lot of authority from way outside.
That shot was really right on the money. Heavy in the rear of the rim. It was right there.
Collins in, Tyler out for Duncan Reid's Rocks. Way out to Binion. Clock winding toward 2 spin. Binion threw a pass, almost went right in the basket from 40 feet. Tribble for the Wolverines. Look how patient they are. Zone defense by the Rocks, 1-3-1. Allen posts up inside. It'll be hard to get them all into him. They're collapsing around the inside. 1:45, opening half. Simeon content now.
They're going to try to bring it out of it.
This is Bankston outside with Tribble. Looks over at Bob Hambric. The Public League champion in control of the ball and a 6-point lead. Allen high post. They may take this all the way down.
He's got all the looks of that kind of strategy behind this ball movement.
Tribble holding. Rock Island comes out now. much farther on the court. Bankston. His team very poised. Collins and Lundgren guarding outside. 1 minute. First half. Frank Bissoni, Art Kimball, and Ron Nikovich of LaGrange. Hope you're enjoying IHSA AA Championship basketball. Now the clock moves to 45 seconds. Wolverines still with it. Bankston and Tribble controlling. Rock Island trying not to make a mistake. Now Simeon probably wants one shot. We're down to 33 seconds. An interesting first half. This is Wilson, 25 seconds. The defense hardly changes. Lundgren chasing the ball under 20 seconds.
Simeon will be very content to go into the locker room with a 6-point halftime lead. If they get 8, it's just gravy.
10 seconds, 9, they'll probably shoot here. It goes over to Wilson for an easy one with 6 seconds. Rock Island can get a shot. They're 8 down, 3, 2, Collins, half a mile. That's it. The end of the first half of play. With talented Chicago Simeon with 30. Rock Island, 22. We'll be back in just a moment. One of your network sponsors, Country Companies Insurance.
If you have a Country Company's whole life insurance policy, you're getting increased dividends each year. But now, even higher dividends are possible through our Update 84 program. You can add more value to your life insurance with higher dividends year after year, yet it costs no more. Talk to your Country Company's agent about it today.
You've got the country behind you. You've got the Country Companies.
1 minute all's well with the world, and the next, you have a job for Glass Specialty. You'll find us in the Yellow Pages. Give us a call and the Glass Specialty crew is on its way with fast, on-the-spot glass replacement at no extra cost. We're equipped to handle most any job, anywhere within 24 hours, using the same quality auto glass as the manufacturer. Both products and workmanship are guaranteed for a year. Get a perfect guaranteed fit. Call Glass Specialty in Peoria, Galesburg, Bloomington, and throughout Illinois.
Rock Island finds itself 8 points behind at the half, but they got a great first half from Ron Hotchkiss with 10 points. The 6'5" senior led the way. Collins had 2, Carlson with 2, Lundgren, a 12.5-point scorer with 4, Binion, 11-point scorer with 4. The Rock Island Rocks first 5. The individual scoring for Simeon is all one way. It's Benjamin Wilson leading the way with 16. He averages 20, and he's been a brilliant performer here in the first half. Rodney Hull, his 6'7" counterpart on the front line with 9. Allen did not score. Bankston had 1, and he is a better scorer than that. And Bobby Tribble with 4. Don't forget, we'll be back here tomorrow as the semifinal action gets underway at 11 a.m. It'll be Evanston and Westchester St. Joe in that front game, and then coming up West Aurora against the winner here. Then at 6 o'clock tomorrow night, we'll have the consolation game and then the championship. Who will it be? Who will be the 1984 AA champion? A year ago, you remember we had that wonderful shootout between Springfield Lanphier and Peoria Central, with Lanphier the defending state champion. But they couldn't make it this time, and now we're getting ready to decide tomorrow who will be the 84 champion. Now let's go to the court and Art Kimball.
Thank you very much, Frank. And we have Robert Collins with us, as promised, the coach at Chicago Robeson. Of course, Ron Nikovich. And Coach Collins, you had a whale of a year and lost a heartbreaker to Simeon for the Public League title, but you have to be proud of the way the Wolves are playing out there in the first half.
Oh, yeah, they definitely looks like they're going to be the class of the tournament. They're big, they're strong, they're talented. They're going to be tough to beat.
Well, there's certainly been no indication that is not going to happen. And one of the fellows just made the comment to me as we walked out here to the end of the floor. He said, when was the last time you saw a Public League team that extremely disciplined? Now, I think there's a lot of discipline in the Public League, but, boy, they can really put it to a crawl if they need to, can't they?
Right. Well, I think there's a changeover. I think that myth is going out now. There's quite a few new coaches in the city. There's a different brand of ball because they want to all come down here and win, and they know the style of ball it's going to take. You're going to have to be versatile teams to come down here and win. And the coaches know it now.
Yeah, that kind of change has been noticeable for recent years. We've been seeing some of the city teams coming to the Proviso West tournament exhibiting that kind of discipline that you alluded to. But I think what the fans would really like to hear, Coach, would be your statement on behalf of your player, Greg Jones. What kind of player is Greg?
Greg's a strong player, medium range shooter, strong under the boards, great all-around just kid in general. He's strong, and he's going to be a great player at Bradley. That's where he's going and headed to school. He had water on the knee just before the championship game, and he was not 100% at all. I couldn't touch his kneecap the day before the game. He had all that fluid on his knee, so it was just a shame that happened, but he had a great year and a great career.
You know, Robert, you made an interesting comment, and I think certainly the change of style of play has been evident in the public league, but I think the change of style on defense overall, statewide, you know, it used to be whoever won the state title the year before, everybody played that defense, and many would play the offense the next year. We're seeing a jillion combinations, zone, man-to-man. Public league, I think, has been kind of a forerunner in that. You fellas used a lot of techniques.
Right, well, due to the all-around clinics across the country and the new coaches coming along, everybody's involved, and if you just get out there and go to these clinics, you find things, and you just, with the talent that's out and about now, you just can't miss if you got that talent, playing any style of ball or that defense.
Robeson's really had a run at athletes. I know the football program has been very strong as well.
Yes, we have. That's an athletic school, and Simeon is about 10 blocks from us, and that just goes to show you how much talent is in that area.
No rivalry there, is there?
It's just a little bit. You know, we like each other quite a bit, so, you know, we just play hard at each other and just go hard at each other all the time.
Ron, we have time for about a 15-second question and answer.
Okay, pick a winner, Coach.
I've got to go with Simeon. I think Evanston has a cloud over their head, but I think Simeon is strong enough to beat anybody down here with the size and the discipline that they have this year.
Robert, thank you so much for being with us. Congratulations for a great year.
Thank you very much. Glad to be here.
Robert Collins, the coach at Chicago Robeson, who narrowly lost to Simeon in the Super Sectional or Public League Championship game. And one of your network sponsors is DeKalb Pfizer Genetics.
I sure get a kick out of watching folks slow down to eyeball this field of soybeans. Like most DeKalb Pfizer Genetics dealers, I like to show off my best beans. You know, where the neighbors can get a good look at them. You get really good beans by starting with DeKalb Pfizer seed. Then you know you got high-quality seed that yields as good as it looks. Try them. And put them out by the road, just like I am.
Chevy Olds, we are the competition. We're shaping up as the fastest growing dealership in Central Illinois. At Graves, we stretch your dollars with low prices on a great selection of Chevrolets and Oldsmobiles. And when it comes to super strong Chevy trucks, Graves prices rival no other. In our service, we go the extra mile. After all, at Graves Chevy Olds, we are the competition everyone's talking about beating.
We are the competition, Graves Chevy Olds.
So you think you're too young to start thinking about a retirement program, huh? Well, are you too young to start saving on taxes? An IRA tax saver account from one of the better banks is not only tax deductible, but in many instances will put you in a lower tax bracket. And that means a bigger refund check at tax time. Why, at the better bank closest to you, we'll even lend you the money to get your account started at very nice terms. Check out an IRA tax saver account at the better bank closest to you. We don't care how young you are.
You'll see Rock Island shot 10 times more than Simeon did in the first half, but they each made 11 goals. Rock Island's percentage is 40, Simeon a burning 64. Free throws, 8 out of 9 for Simeon, very, very good, and Rock Island didn't get a try. In the rebound department, it's 13-10 in favor of the Wolverines, and both teams turned the ball over 7 times. Chicago Simeon, obviously shooting percentage, Ron Nikovich is showing they're punching the ball inside and going to the board.
Yeah, two things about the statistics that are rather glaring on that is the size factor with respect to the 64% shooting. The second factor is, well, Rock Island hasn't shot any free throws. Two things emerge. One is the zone defense on Simeon's part, and secondly, the quickness of Simeon to go to the ball.
I think it's very obvious these are two well-schooled basketball teams. Both Bob Hambric and Duncan Reid over the last 4 years have averaged about 24 victories per season. And right now, Bob Hambric's got to be telling his guys the same thing and more of it. What's Duncan Reid saying?
Well, of course, Duncan's very concerned about the 8 points that look rather glaring at this stage of the game. But I think what's going to have to happen is, again, as I alluded to earlier, patience, shot selection, on Rock Island's part. And I think with that, they may probably, if they have that kind of thing, get back into it with about, well, 3-minute mark of the ball game.
Simeon defeated Robeson in the Chicago Public League playoffs, and that score was 44-42. So you can see that Simeon's going to be very content to get a high percentage shot and take their time with the ball.
Yeah, they really do. They're a patient basketball team. They have very good discipline. Great size, of course. Mobility is outstanding. Quickness is there. They know how to play the game, and they are well coached.
We certainly have seen a wonderful field of teams, and there are already 3 who have made the semifinals. There's not a lot to choose among them. Evanston with its great quickness, and Everett Stevens and St. Joe with its brilliant speed across the court. Kenny Battle and West Aurora, and now one of these teams will make it to the semifinals tomorrow when we have the Final Four and, of course, the state championship. We're at halftime, and we're just getting ready now for the start of the second half of play. There's your score, and we'll be back at the Assembly Hall in Champaign-Urbana in just a moment. One of your network sponsors is John Deere.
Have you ever noticed that sometimes the best you can do is settle for second best? Now you won't have to with the new R-Series riding mower from John Deere. You see, they don't cost more than ordinary riders, but they're built with extraordinary features and first-class John Deere quality. So now, for the price of someone else's mower, you can have one of ours.
Lumberman Energy Systems brings satellite TV down to Earth. Satellite TV is your window to the world with over 150 channels of programming, including movie entertainment, sporting events, children's shows, plus much more. Why pay the high cost of cable when you can own your own satellite system for as low as $30 a month with no down payment? And Lumberman Energy has satellite dishes for even the most secluded rural areas, ranging from 3 to 13 feet. Lumberman Energy Systems, 3100 Farmington Road, for satellite TV that's out of this world.
If Chicago Simeon shoots 64% in the second half, that won't be a question mark under versus with West Aurora. But shooting 64% again is not an automatic, and Rock Island will have something to say about that. They're a very capable basketball team, and I'm sure they're not going to think that an 8-point halftime deficit is a loss.
No, it's not. They're going to have to get after it slowly. They can't expect to make up the 8 points that quickly. They're going to have to be patient, go after it slowly, and just simply peck away at it.
Ball in the air, the blue-clad, blue machine Wolverines of Simeon start with the ball. Rock Island in the goal on the defense. And we've got 1 half to go in our first quarterfinal session. Nice bounce pass inside, lost the handle though, Ken Allen, and out of bounds to Rock Island. So the Rocks may get the first shot here in the second half. What an advantage it is, Coach, to have a center that can control the tip 4 times. And
oh yeah, 4 automatic possessions.
Binion's outside between the circles. Double team. It's a zone defense pushed out on the court. Looks like a 2-1-2 by Simeon.
He's got a 2-guard front.
Lundgren's on one side. Collins comes to the other. Baseline. Hotchkiss is there. Rattled out, but Collins battled it. Binion is fouled. Binion went for the ball well that time, and Benjamin Wilson got him.
Yeah, typically Wilson goes up straight as a pencil, doesn't get into that kind of a situation, but we'll see that he gets a piece of his hand on this replay. Good rebounding effort by Rock Island here, and there's the hand got crunched slightly.
And we'll see the first 2 free throws of the game for Rock Island. They're 0 for 1. In that individual rebounding, Wilson had 6 rebounds in the first half. Hall had 4. Binion's free throw rolls off. Nice rebound for Collins, who tries. He's got it again and scores.
Great effort on Collins' part.
Turn those 2 missed free throws into a layup and a 6-point Simeon lead. Nice effort. Quick jumping Kyle Collins.
Back to man-to-man defense now for the Rocks.
There's a shot up and no good, and Rock Island has the ball. And now Rock Island could cut the score to 4.
And of course they need to be patient.
A lot of time in this game. Just started the second half. Lundgren looks, doesn't. Binion cuts across.
They simply need to realize that it can't be made up in 40 seconds or a minute and 20 seconds. It takes 6 minutes, it takes 6 minutes.
Lundgren.
but maybe it's going to take a minute and 20 seconds.
He really nailed that one from the outside. He's got a half a dozen at the 6:30 mark. The first 4 points are scored by the Rocks. Now Simeon with the ball. This is Timothy Bankston. Low box. Allen. Now back to Bankston. Steps in and puts it up. He missed it. Boxing out on the inside. Rock Island, they get the ball.
Hotchkiss, the blue-collar player, doing all that has to be done. Constantly working. Perpetual motion. Back to the offensive end and continued good shot selection by the Rocks and patience.
And now Rock Island tries to cut it down to 2. Binion, top of the key. Hotchkiss comes out high this time, and Lundgren goes to the right side. And Lundgren is not at all bashful, and I wouldn't be either if I could shoot it like that. He wheels a skip pass to Collins for a stop and pop that's no good.
Had a good shot. Had a good shot.
Spear rebound there by Rodney Hall, number 52.
Increasingly, we're seeing that skip pass being used more and more against the zone defenses. And of course, increasingly, we're seeing zone defenses too.
Number 14 is Tribble, lobbing to the low box to Allen. He puts the ball up. No. Rebound, Lundgren. And all of a sudden, Rock Island boxing out better on the board. Lundgren is stripped. Bankston, double dribble. And Rock Island will have the ball. Watch it.
Yeah, well, that's the problem. Spin moves in traffic. You just simply can't get by with that kind of thing. There are too many hands there. You have one pair of hands, there are four hands, 6 hands going after one ball. It's tough.
Baseline, Hotchkiss, the shot is in.
How did he make that shot? It skipped off the side of the backboard is what happened. Well, that looked like an Art Kimball shot to me.
Hotchkiss and I work on that a great deal.
30-28. The game is down to a 2-point advantage. It was 30-22 at halftime. Here's a whistle away from the ball and a foul on Hotchkiss of Rock Island. Well, the first 6 points of the second half, and the Rocks gave their answer that they're not going to go away that easily.
Oh, no.
The first foul on Hotchkiss, and throwing
See how they defense this. Well, they got him to, yeah, that's good. They got him to pass it outside.
They could play volleyball up there some.
Yeah, they sure can.
Hull steps in and shoots. He shot a rock up there. And the men in gold have it, and they shoot for a tie. Listen to the Rock Island crowd now. Carlson punches the ball over to Lundgren. Hotchkiss steps in traffic. Binion swirls, swatted away by Hull. Here comes Bankston. 2.
Great block. Great block.
And that's a 4-point turnaround. You go from a easy shot to a layup on the other end.
Classic 4-point turnaround.
32-28 Simeon. Baseline. Charging foul on Collins. Positioned by Hull. And Hull makes position. 2 great plays in a row.
Cuts off watch the classic move to the baseline, cutting off the baseline. Little acting play involved, probably made a little noise as well. You know, you got to go, ugh. That's what really draws those fouls.
The second foul on Collins, the second on Rock Island. We're 4:05 to play in the third. It's a 4-point game, Simeon. Tribble. Battle for the board. Whistle, foul, Simeon, Wilson.
Well, Simeon sure doesn't foul much. Simeon's only picked up a total of 6 fouls all night.
Here's that shot. And over the top.
The battle on the board becomes increasingly important. Under 4 minutes, third quarter. Hotchkiss is outside. There's Lundgren, rhythm jumper. Cracked it off the board. Collins rebounds, steps in, whacked away by Hull.
Hull's timing is fantastic on that kind of thing. It just seems like he has radar on that. Here comes the block on Hull. He is not at all drawn by the fake either.
All right,
great timing on his part.
Live action now, Hotchkiss.
Still see his own defense.
Carlson's at the top. Collins. Yes.
Great tough shot.
32-30 Simeon.
But it's that kind of shot that the Rocks have to hit, because penetrating that zone defense is like penetrating a rainforest.
You need an armored tank division to get through. There's Bankston, top of the key. Ball comes out. Wilson goes in, but stolen by Collins. And now Rock Island has a chance to tie the game. The clock moves to the 3-minute mark in the third. Baseline left, Hotchkiss. Carlson in traffic, tipped away. Look at Simeon play the D. Bankston.
Traveled.
Oh, he traveled. He went all the way down and laid it in, but he clearly walked. Now a whistle. Timeout on the court. 2:53. The Assembly Hall is heating up. We have a 2-point game. One of your network sponsors, Country Companies Insurance.
The Johnsons always loved their home the way it was.
I'll bring some out.
But then they had a fire in the kitchen that spread to the family room. No one was hurt, but the fire did destroy a pretty important electric train setup. Tell us, Beth, how did you explain that to the kids?
All I can say is Country Company's got us back on track in a hurry.
You got the country behind you.
For fair, understanding claim service.
You got the Country Companies.
For the sports-minded, Team is offering a special price on this NEC video cassette recorder for just $5.99. Their best four-head VCR features crystal clear freeze frame in slow motion, plus comes complete with wireless remote control. Buy now through March 31st and receive $100 of free movie rentals, or buy any VCR from Team and get a free membership to their video club.
Simeon leads by 2. Rock Island is coming storming back in the third. This is the first time in the state finals for Simeon, but if their talent and coaching is any indication, we'll see him again.
Certainly, that's for sure. And with a player like Ben Wilson around, why, very likely we will.
All right, Rock Island with the basketball. Hotchkiss turns, fakes, and shoots. It rolls off, but that was a chance to tie the game. But now Simeon answers with the rebound.
Yeah, here again, it's that patience factor.
How big these guards are. Both 6'4". Lundgren 6'4" for the Rocks. Remember when 6'4" players were centers in high school?
When 6'4" players were giants.
Here's Bankston adjusting in the air, didn't get it to go down, and Hotchkiss pulled it away.
The ever-present Hotchkiss on the defensive board.
Swirling with the ball is Binion.
Patience, young man. Get things organized.
2:07 in the third. Punch it into Hotchkiss. Lost the ball. Bankston runs. Now watch and see if he holds it up. No, sir!
No PJ for him.
He missed the layup, and Rock Island has it again. They'll have their third crack to tie it. Psychologically very important for Rock Island here to get a tie back. They need to handle it this time. They've turned
the ball.
There's a pass kicked out of bounds by Ben Wilson.
Right now, I think they need to realize that passing the ball 3, 5, 7, 8 times is probably what it's going to take to get that tie. It won't happen quickly.
Has a tendency to break down a defense if you can crisply pass the ball enough time.
We call those body blows. Like a boxer. Break them down. Break down the defense.
Carlson's out the top of the key. He's got it. Here's Lundgren on the side. Ball fake. Steps in. Fakes again. Shoots. Good.
Well, he took it to him, didn't he?
The game is tied at 32.
And that was a tough shot. A very tough shot. But there's an appreciative Rock Island crowd behind us who's letting them know exactly what they thought. And they're really into this ball game.
1:12 to play, third. Foul. Evan Carlson. Carlson tried to steal the ball, committed the foul. Ball rolls to Duncan Reid.
Very assertive officiating. Clear signals. Definitiveness about what they're doing out there, and it's just a mark of professionals.
3 fouls on Evan Carlson. Simeon the ball in a tie. See if they get it close. Tribble. Shook and moved and shoot. Rebounding has turned to Rock Island.
Where they turn in terms of the key rebounding, Frank. The key rebounds belong to Rock Island.
Off Tribble. We're under 1 minute now in the third with the game tied, and Rock Island has held Chicago Simeon to 2 points in the entire quarter.
It's incredible.
Here's the ball. Way outside the Hotchkiss. Are they going to hold here? 53 seconds. They punch it into Carlson. Back out. Stolen again. But Stolen now up ahead to the running Tribble. He's got a layup. And it counts and he's fouled. What a turnaround.
Great bit of basketball at both ends. Replay coming up. We'll see hands, and more hands, and then finally the long pass down court. The effort to block the shot, of course, goes for naught on this kind of situation. That's a streaky playground move.
Lundgren 2 fouls, team's 4th, but he was in the act of shooting. It's a three-point play is good by Tribble. A 3-point Simeon lead on Tribble's three-pointer. Coach Bob Hambric like that. Now Rock Island must answer again. The quick hands of Simeon, stolen the ball 4 or 5 times. And now with 30 seconds in the third
They're going to wait for one.
Rock Island would love a 1-point difference at the end of 3.
And they'll probably be content with a good outside shot as well, because I don't think they'll be able to get much in terms of penetration or the offensive board.
Lundgren's there. Bank shot.
Got it.
1-point game. Lundgren with 10. They want a defense called 2, maybe a 2-3 zone.
Probably a zone defense. Try to pack things in.
Tribble.
They're going to score. They're going to have to do it outside.
No. Rebound, and that's it. That's the end of 3 thrilling quarters of play. Simeon 34. Rock Island. Simeon 35 and Rock Island 34. We're having fun, and we'll be right back. One of your network sponsors, DeKalb Pfizer Genetic.
What we've got here is one heck of a good corn crop. It's always too early to start counting the cash. You know that. Because there's a lot of things that have to go right between now and harvest. But it sure helps to know this T1100 is as good a corn as you are a corn grower. You want good yields this fall, you got to start this spring with T1100. I am.
Browns has great savings for all you basketball fans. Shoot for a great value with the Huffy Pro Shot basketball backboard with rim and net, all for only $59.88. The whole family will have years of fun with this NBA-endorsed fiberglass backboard. Choose one of 3 great styles of McGregor synthetic leather basketballs. Now only $19.88. You save $5. Save $7 on the famous Converse leather basketball shoe. Only $35.88. Check out the great March Madness values at Brown's Sporting Goods.
We're down to 1 8-minute period to decide the 4th quarterfinal game. And in the 3rd quarter, Rock Island outscored Simeon 12-5 like this. They're now shooting 42%. Simeon's gone down to 46% on 13 of 28. Still 9 of 10 foul shooting. And now in the game for Rock Island, number 40, David Carr. Rebounding, you saw, was still in the advantage of the Rocks. All right. David Carr, a 6'6 junior, comes in the game to jump center
for the first time.
And he does. Simeon starts with the ball. Here we go. Ben Wilson missed it. Rebound. Allen. Rebound. Hall, 2. Rodney Hall. 3-point Simeon lead. 11 points for Hall, who's had a good game. Now Collins comes to the right. Been so many heroes in this game on both sides. Hotchkiss is one, for sure. There's your score.
Played hard every minute.
14 in the game for Hotchkiss. Ron had 12 in the Super. He gets 6 rebounds a game, too. Benjamin Wilson in the right corner. Look how patient now Simeon's being. Lob inside to Hall. Ball on Rock Island blocking. Didn't get there.
Couldn't get there now. He was moving all the way. We'll see the replay that he was moving on this lob pass all the way. There's the collision. Just a collision between 2 moving forces, and then when that happens, it's obviously a defensive block.
John Deere and your local John Deere dealer are happy to be co-sponsoring the Class AA tourney again this year. We hope you'll join us tomorrow morning at 11 o'clock for the semifinals and the Consolation Championship games. Tomorrow night, Consolation and Championship games, 6 o'clock. Our coverage begins tomorrow night, 11 o'clock tomorrow morning.
That was the 5th foul on Rock Island, and for the whole 4th quarter, it's 1 in bonus for Simeon. First one is in by Rodney Hall. Simeon has been a brilliant free throw shooting team. 10 of 11 in the game. and 12 points in the game for Hall. 6'7", 200. And he missed. Binion claims it. A 2-point Simeon lead. A hoop here by the Rocks ties the game.
Patience is the key again.
Duncan Reid had said they wanted good shot selection and they wanted to keep Simeon off their own offensive board. Shot selection has been good for the most part by Rock Island.
It's been excellent for the most part. There've only been probably 2 or 3 shots that were a little bit out of that realm.
Zone is packed in pretty good now by the Blue Machine Wolverine.
It's a rainforest.
Here comes Hotchkiss all the way, puts it up, he missed it. And the blue shirts are all there on the rebound. Hotchkiss.
When you try slashing your way through something like that, you ordinarily wind up with an off-balance type shot, which is what happened. Control is the thing.
Wilson goes to the low box left. Bankston with the ball outside. Guarded by Lundgren. Man-to-man now by Rock Island.
Rock Island back to man-to-man.
Oh, steal.
Good
and
hands.
Quick hands. Tribble's free. He's got an 8-footer. Home.
Great shot. Just a great shot.
9 for Tribble. A 4-point lead for Simeon. And the Rocks come back again. Hotchkiss. Carlson.
Slip.
And the patience is there. Rhythm jumper, Lundgren. Bouncing, no. Rebound, Simeon again. And there's the answer. It's the rebound.
The rebounding, certainly.
Wilson and Bankston work a 2-man play, and Bankston puts it home.
Bankston got one. He had a tough luck on the 2 earlier shots, but that one was right there.
Now with 5.5 to go, Rock Island needs a hoop. They're 6 down.
Badly.
It's a crucial trip down here. Let's see if they can get it. Look at that defense by Simeon. Devon Binion holds high over to Allen. The skip pass over the zone. Now Hotchkiss holds up. Inside, Carlson turns and has it come out of his hand. Collins has it rejected by Hall.
Hall once again, great timing on his shot rejection abilities. Watch the timing. He comes from almost 4 or 5 feet away to get that block without a foul. Great timing on his part.
Carlson's hemmed in. Simeon's so quick, they get to the ball in a hurry. Carlson has it to Lundgren on the left wing. Wanted a shot, couldn't find one. Down to 4:48. Hotchkiss is going to try it. Missed it. Who's got it? Hotchkiss battles.
Got by with one.
On the floor. Whistle. Jump ball.
Well, that was a good view of that scramble.
Right here in front of us. We're located at center court at Assembly Hall.
Officials really used good judgment there. I thought for a moment they were going to call it travel, and the jump ball is obviously the fairest call in this situation.
It was their only recourse in a case like that. I'm glad we're not having a replay on that. I wouldn't know what to say except scramble eggs.
Bankston at 6'4".
Rock Island cannot penetrate, can they?
No, it's too thick a forest in there. They've got to hit that outside shot. It's that simple.
Every tip goes to Simeon. They get this one. Tribble pulls up inside, and the ball goes out of bounds to the Wolverines. The clock is down to 4:34, but that's still plenty of time if Rock Island can hit their shots. Simeon has answered every challenge.
They certainly have. They're battle-tested, obviously.
Tribble backs away. They'll run some time off the clock here. They've been through it before.
They have, and it's perhaps a bit premature to be doing this kind of thing, perhaps. But it's within their scheme of things, and I'm sure they know what they're doing in this regard.
They exchange off the low post. And now Duncan Reid's going to get Jeff Tyler into the game, obviously to help chase that ball.
If he could get him in.
4 minutes. Tribble. Dribble.
It may take a while to get him in.
Isidore Spin-Solario may have started all this with his great Marshall team, the late 50s, when the public league really came of age, Ron.
Yeah, I suppose he'd be the George Washington of the whole thing, really.
Smooth George Wilson.
George Wilson, of course, was...
He and Coach Brown, of course, with his great DuSable ball clubs,
too.
This is now 3:30 in the game. Simeon 42, Rock Island 36. And Simeon is putting it in the deep freeze.
And Simeon is in the bonus situation in terms of the free throw circumstances. One thing that this can do, of course, is that any misplays can result in a quick basket for the Rocks and will take at the same time Simeon out of their offensive rhythm.
They've taken a minute and a half off the clock now. And they're still in complete control. Will Rock Island come out and pick out somebody to foul?
Well, we're at that critical 3-minute juncture now, and something's going to have to give quickly.
Simeon has made their free throws remarkably well, but they might have to make some more. 2:50 left.
Yeah, Simeon would be on the bonus, so Rock Island could force him to the line.
Bankston.
Just a matter of
charging.
Got a charge. Still an eternity to go in the ball game. You can see the charge on this one. It's probably a turn of the elbow and a shoulder and an elbow. That created a turnover, plus probably a little noise on the part of number 25, a little grunt.
There's timeout on the court at the 2:41 mark. We'll have that much to decide who will win this game. When we come back, one of your network sponsors is John Deere.
Things are different when I was a kid. Take my lawn mowing business. In the old days, I'd go door to door with a push mower. Today, I use a John Deere lawn and garden tractor, supplied by my financial backer. This Binion will knock off an acre in 40 minutes. And the way she's built, she'll last for years. In fact, I'll probably run out of lawns before I run out of tractor.
Hey, Big Shot, you want to finish ours before you retire?
Strickland's Spring Caravan Sale is rolling into Central Illinois.
Our first big sale in '84, and what a sale!
We've got over 400 cars in stock, including all the hard-to-get models, Corvettes, and those great Z28s.
Even a T-top Camaro loaded at only $99.95.
So get moving with our Spring Caravan Sale now and save.
That's why good people trade at Strickland Chevrolet, 'cause we're good people too.
2:41 is left here. Simeon by 6. Don't forget, tomorrow at 6 o'clock, we'll have Before the Tip-Off, and I'll be visiting with Jerry Schnee of the Chicago Tribune, Joe Muschel of the Associated Press, a couple of people that know a lot about high school basketball in Illinois.
That'd be interesting.
They'll out-talk you. Both of those fellows will, Frank. I'll guarantee you.
No contest.
No contest. No, you have... No.
All right, Rock Island has to get into this contest now, and they have to get some hoops. They got the basketball, but they've got a 6-point mountain to climb against a magnificently talented Simeon team. Lundgren, they have to get a shot. Binion comes across. Lundgren's going to take it from there. It's up and in.
That's the shot they have to have because they're not going to get the inside shot.
Not surprised they're not pressing.
Now it's a matter of selective fouling. They're into a press. It's a half-court 1-3-1 trap.
Ball was kicked out of bounds. Lundgren has 12 points in the game, and he's a good outside shooter.
He certainly is.
2:14 left. There it is.
They're going to trap. They're going to try to create a turnover situation, try to hurry up the tempo.
Tribble and a foul on Tyler. And Tribble will have one in bonus. Bobby Tribble will go to the line. We do not have total complete stats on the season for Chicago Simeon. They simply were not available to anyone. We do have Tribble listed as an 82% foul shooter, which is extremely good. One in bonus. They're big.
They are.
Simeon might have won this game from the foul line if they win it.
Looking back, Rock Island has shot only 2 free throws.
Rock Island shot.
Rock Island in the ball game right. They missed them both.
Yeah. 0 for 2 for Rock Island. There's a miss. A 5-point Simeon lead, and we come to the 2-minute mark now. Binion in the backcourt.
Simeon has only 5 field goals in the entire second half.
Lundgren again. Good again. Lundgren holds Rock Island there. 3 points away with 1:47.
They're into the half-court trap. They're going to scramble. They're going to create as much havoc as they can, get as many hands into the play as they can.
Great picture on your screen. And a whistle. It'll be Bankston this time that will get the try. Foul is on Lundgren. Eric picks up his 3rd. And Kyle Collins will come back for the Rocks. Evan Carlson comes out.
Frank, you were commenting about free throw shooting. That is such a key factor. Rock Island has 9 buckets to just 5 for Simeon in the second half of the ball game. And Simeon is 2-3 out of 5 at the line. The game is that close.
Bankston. Missed. Rock Island has a chance.
Big chance.
Devon Binion comes down. He wheels through 2 men on the left. Lundgren. Tip. Rodney Hall with a big rebound for Simeon.
Pressure's
There's a
on
steal.
again.
Backcourt Collins.
Wide
He's
open.
going to go all the way. And he's held and fouled. 2 shots. A big steal by the Rocks.
Very big steal, and it was a kind of foul that had to be made, I suppose, in that situation.
The fourth foul on Bankston.
Fourth foul on Bankston, and he's broke wide ahead, except that he just didn't accelerate quite fast enough. And we had the kind of foul that was probably a good foul there. It was a clean foul.
Collins shoots 63% at the free throw line, 6 in the game. Now we have a whistle. Simeon wants timeout. The score 43-40. Simeon, and we'll be back. One of your network sponsors, Country Companies Insurance.
Last week, Susan's new Buick was totaled. Market value was much less than the price of a brand new one. But luckily, she had the Keeper Auto policy from Country Companies. So how are you getting around these days, Susan?
In my brand new $11,000 Century, Country Companies replaced my totaled car totally.
You got the country behind you.
With the all-new Keeper policy.
You got the Country Companies.
If you love the taste of bacon for breakfast, you'll love McDonald's new Bacon, Egg, and Cheese Biscuit. Now we start fresh every morning to make home-style buttermilk biscuit. A taste of home with the new taste of bacon. Crisp hickory smoked bacon, melted cheese topped with a fresh grade A egg. It's our new Bacon, Egg, and Cheese Biscuit.
Tastes just like home.
McDonald's and you.
Around the network, the drama continues. Wherever you're watching around the great state, we hope you're enjoying high school basketball in Illinois. It's the best there is. Right now, Kyle Collins is at the free throw line for Rock Island. 1:14 on the clock. And it's a 3-point Simeon lead. With one more. This is important, could bring it to 2. Yes.
Oh, he corrected that trajectory in a hurry, didn't he?
Oh! Near steal by Hotchkiss. Backcourt Tribble. Hands all over the place. Half-court trap.
Ferocious defense.
1:02. Foul by Jeff Tyler, and he fouled Bankston. The 1 in bonus for Bankston. Bankston is 1 for 3 at the foul line in the game. They picked him out.
Yeah, the left-handers aren't shooting very good free throws.
1:01 left. And hanging on, Simeon to a 2-point lead. A white knuckler again, and it's a 3-point lead at the 1:01 mark. A dozen for Bankston as he answered in the clutch. He did it again.
Got the bounce.
4-point lead, Simeon. Rock Island must hurry. Under a minute. Binion. Double team. Hotchkiss turns. And is blocked by Ben Wilson. Who's got it?
Lundgren.
Lundgren missed it. Kyle Collins rejected and fouled. The foul is on Simeon. It's on Kenneth Allen, 24. And there is never a doubt about these whistles.
Yeah, there's a lot of action on this. There's a great block again. I think it's Hull doing his job again, probably for the 10th time. Shot is not being taken on a replay. We won't see the rest of that.
Collin is 1 for 2 at the free throw line, to say the least. These are giant ones. Missed them.
Boy, these two officials taking charge in a tough ball game. Kirby Ham and Ed Schmidt, tremendous job.
Couple of guys, Central Illinois guys for Peoria, working the game, and a timeout after the free throw goes in, called by Rock Island. 44 seconds left. Stay with us. We'll be right back. One of your network sponsors, DeKalb Pfizer Genetics.
Ted's a DeKalb Pfizer Genetics dealer, and a good one, too.
No, he's no super salesman. What makes him a good dealer are the same things that make him a good farmer. He knows how to get the most out of this land and how to care for it. And he knows and understands the people who live and farm around us.
But you want to know the real secret to his success? I am.
We think United Federal has the best savings plan in town.
Now your savings can earn even more with United Federal's new higher interest savings plan. You can even choose the deposit amount and maturity date that suits you best. The more you save and the longer you invest, the higher your interest. Up to 11.3% on a 60-month certificate.
We think we have the best savings plan in town.
United Federal.
Lock in today's high rates by opening your account now.
Each team with 1 timeout remaining. 44 seconds. Simeon with the ball, a 3-point lead, and the Rocks extend the pressure
and a
on
long
the full
pass
court.
down court.
In it comes. A couple of Rocks try to pick up a charge. Nothing. Backcourt. Tribble. 38 seconds.
There's
Lost
the
it.
ball.
Picked up by Bankston. He cuts to the basket and comes out. Half a minute left. Now, foul, Rock Island. Tyler. The Rocks set that up, hoping to pick up a charge on that out-of-bounds play. Didn't get it done.
There's Duncan Reid. He is working hard, as is Bob Hambric, certainly over on the Wolverine bench.
Tribble is 2 out of 3 in the game at the stripe. Bingo. A 4-point lead with 29 seconds. Simeon ever closer to the Final Four.
They're really shooting those clutch free throws.
They've been awesome at the foul line. Missed that one. A last gasp coming for Rock Island. They must score in a hurry.
And they've got 1 timeout left.
Kyle Collins steps in, goes all the way for
timeout. Timeout.
Now a 17. They haven't called a timeout. They're going to foul immediately. They foul Bankston to the backcourt with 13 seconds, 1-and-1. And that was the game plan. Foul is on Devon Binion.
Quick move up the court. Challenged the defense, took it inside. If Rock Island has a timeout, and I'm not too sure if they do or they don't, I'm surprised they didn't take it right now, but apparently we're content stopping the clock with the foul.
Bankston is 3 out of 5 in the game from the foul line. 13 seconds, 2-point Simeon lead.
Well,
that may be the question. We'll see.
Yeah.
Big clutch free throw by Tim Bankston.
Timothy Bankston in the clutch. Delivered. Time is the enemy of the Rocks. Bankston missed. Collins rebounds. The Rocks try to run. There's only 10 seconds.
They're going to have to penetrate.
Here comes Lundgren. He has it blocked. It's foul. Collins. Simeon advances. And Collins will have fouled out. Oh, check it. I think he said Tyler.
Tyler picked it up.
That's Tyler, the foul. And that's 5 on Tyler. A magnificent season continues for Simeon. And a great one for Rock Island. Will end at 27-4. 5 seconds to play, and Bankston once again will go to that line. He's got 8 points. He's made 4 free throws out of 7, and 2 of them in the clutch of this game. The Chicago Public League champions have been too much at the foul line.
Bankston in particular.
What a good basketball game again.
Again, exactly.
Free throw is missed. The final score will now be indicated here. The clock melts down. Simeon's the winner. It's 48 for Chicago Simeon, 44 for Rock Island, and we have our finalists.
And the score was about the same as it was in the city championship game against Robeson. Wasn't it something about this?
44-42 against Robeson.
Right.
And so we move it along. And there you see the final score as Simeon wins it 48-44. Let's review today. Tonight, Aurora West the winner, 73-44 over Champaign Centennial. Chicago Simeon the winner. Today, live from the Assembly Hall in Champaign, as we crown the boys Class AA King. Good morning, everybody. I'm Frank Bissoni, and we welcome you to this tournament. And what